How's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
So the panel went very well. Congratulations.
Did it? Okay, good. I had fun. Everybody was in the dark. It's hard for me to know.
Well, I know we're back to second season. You've been playing Cyborg for quite some time. How'd it feel to come back?
It felt amazing. The great thing is like I said in the panel, it was my first voiceover audition. It was my first voiceover job, and so I was really just playing, a kind of heightened version of myself. So it had always felt very at home, and I was lucky enough to, be working with 4 other actors who really, I just adore working with. So when it went away, it was, it was bitter, it was bittersweet. I was really happy to have had such a nice run, but I just hated that it was over, like so many of the fans. And when it came back, it's like a dream come true. We have every Friday morning, we have a party. We have a party, and at the end of the day, they make a cartoon out of it. But we have a party, and it's a great time. It's a great time. Everybody's so talented, so multifaceted as far as their talents are concerned. And you never know what they're going to come up with. Greg in one of the episodes plays an older version of himself. And he, so that all the Teen Titans can do things that adults can do, and Greg pretending to be an older version of himself was just so out of left field and so funny. I didn't expect it, and there's so many things that happen that way. There's so many voices that come out of, Tara and Hendon with that, with that kind of sweet, innocent place that she starts, but then it can just boil into crazy, or and it's amazing. And of course, Robin, loses his mind on a weekly basis, which is my absolute favorite. So I just think Scott Menville, who does Robin, is just this particular version of the show lets him absolutely go crazy. And show you just how versatile he is, So it's it's a party. I love hanging out.
So as we're second season, there's a lot of episodes there. Have you been able to slide some pitches over to be able to?
Oh, absolutely. I do it all the time. We're doing an episode where I was talking about my grandmother, and I was like, you gotta get my grandmother in the show. And it was, I was like, it just, because I just wanted somebody to be like, Cyborg, where you doing, baby? Come here. Maybe Cyborg's sick and she won't let him out of the house. Something like that. And I was like, you got to put my grandmother in there. I come back the next week and they were like, okay, so you got to talk like your grandmother for the entire episode. I actually couldn't do it. My voice could barely handle the stress of doing it for the whole time. So I have to be careful what I,
Be careful what you ask for.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I asked for a Game of Thrones crossover episode. That they didn't actually do a Game of Thrones crossover episode, but it was. What we ended up doing was something with Pretty Pegasus that is likened to a Game of Thrones crossover, which is hilarious to me. So I'm always throwing stuff out there, and they come back. They come back with great ideas. It's hilarious. Yeah. I slip them across. I don't slip them across. I'm like, hey, I want to do this. And then they come back. They come back after a week, and of I think drinking and debauchery, and somehow they pull a show together from that.
They call an voice as an exaggerated version of yourself. The kids recognize you?
Yeah. I'm always surprised. I don't know why, because it really is, not very far from my, regular voice. But I'm always surprised when people turn around and recognize, my voice. It's usually when I'm loud. It's usually when I'm yelling at someone across the room. And then they're like, "Are you?" Nah. And I was like, "Yeah, actually."
You kind of get to sing a little bit more in this.
Yeah, I get to sing all the time. It's so crazy. What's crazy is that I've got the worst singing voice of anybody on the show. But I think that's part of what makes it funny. And so they always are like, Khary, sing another song. Sing another song. Make it stupid. Make it funny. And that process is one of the more fun things, that we get to do. For the Pain song that we did, Michael wrote the lyrics for Pain, and I had gotten to the point where I was like, I know they're not going to write any music. They always do. When I come in, they're like, Khary, make something up. So I pulled out my guitar the night before, and I came up with a power ballad tune or something to play, and so that was cool for me because I'm not some great guitarist, but I love playing with my family and stuff. So it was cool to be able to you pull out a guitar and actually play and record and be like, I played guitar on that song. I'm Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's awesome.
And it did take a little bit for maybe fans of the older show to kind of grasp on. Is it?
Sure.
Do you feel like it's now even more gratifying to know that they're coming around?
But yeah, it was nice to know that they understood. That there wasn't like we were killing the other show because essentially the characters are still the same. It's just that it's for comedy's sake we just ramped it up. But at the end of the day, it's still about those characters that you love, and the reason that they go to such crazy extent, the reason that Robin freaks out so much is because he is such a stickler, just like he used to be, trying to be on top of everything. And, and if he had to live with 4 other teenagers, he would lose his mind because they never put things away, And so a guy like that would lose it. And so it's kind of fun to see, just how far they'll let that go.
Do you have a toy collection of yourself?
I do. I actually send them home to my folks, though. Most of the I send home to my folks because I don't have much storage space. But I keep a couple for my daughters to play with, and a couple that I send home so that when I'm old and decrepit, I can with the hump on my back, and I'll be like, I used to play Cyborg. And then if you pushed the button in his chest, he'll say, boy.